you're not a warrior. You get it? It's not that you don't believe the power of prayer. None of that. It's not that they've not read scripture. They've just forgotten every now and then how to receive it. That's why you have the prophet and prophets here. And tonight I want to be able to show you how to stop worrying about tomorrow, because God's going to give you so much till you won't have to worry about it. You see, you can tell people who don't believe they're going to have anything tomorrow, they're afraid to empty their tank today. I'm going to say it again. You can tell people who believe they won't have anything tomorrow because they are afraid to empty their tank today. Amen. See, now, like Bavea, if you don't know, I know this, but he's been working on some new material. See, but here's the thing is, he got a couple of them that he want to hold back for, that special time. Go ahead and empty the tank now. You will not get your future if you don't go ahead and risk emptying your tank right now. You ain't got time for next week and next year. You need to empty that tank right now. That's why you can't get it. Somebody say empty your tank. You need to go ahead and be the best today, not next week. You need to give your best offering today, not next year. And I want to show you how to go ahead and possess that again. How do you want to possess it? How do you want to go ahead and get it? I want to show you how to get it, because God has it for you. Somebody say God has it for you. Now I need to let you know something tonight, that my left leg is in pretty good shape. It's just that knee between the bottom and the top. You hear? Thank you. Now the thing about it is, if you ask Pastor Red, she'll tell you, yesterday I couldn't move like this at all. But all day yesterday I kept telling the Lord, I got an appointment tomorrow. I ain't got time. This knee, you got to move now, because I ain't got time for next week. So Dina's gonna read Psalm 19, and she's gonna read it like she loves the Lord. You read it? Psalm 19. Read it in NIV, King James. You can read it in NBC. Just read it.
The heavens declare the glory of God.
What happened?
The heavens declare the glory of God.
Declare what?
The glory of God.
What declares it?
The heavens.
The heavens declare the glory of God. I'm going to show you tonight, okay, how to get something. Because you see, there is this area of God that's reserved for God, that God doesn't let you borrow nothing. You know how sometimes you cry to God and you get something? Anybody cry to God, you got it? Yeah. Anybody ask God something, you got it? Yeah. There is this area of God that's reserved for God, but it's available to those that know where the deposit is. I'm going to say it again. There's an area of God that's reserved. It's God's business. But here's the thing. You can have it if you know where the deposits are. He will let you have these deposits that he had on reserve, but you just got to know where they are. You follow what I'm saying? You ain't getting these deposits. You have to beg for them. You just got to go get it. You just got to move into the territory. You just got to move into the region. That's why you want to go to a Bible church. When you move into the region of a Bible church, sometimes you're the biggest fool in town. But nobody knows, because the deposits are so rich there that you be getting so blessed that nobody even know you're a fool. Oh, y'all think I'm come on, y'all verse. Read again.
The heavens declare the glory of God.
The heavens declare the glory of God, which means the glory of God is there. Now somebody wonder what the glory of God means. There is an anointing of God that's there. And it's always there. But sometimes we're not there when it's there. And where it is. It's not that it's not there. It's there. We just gotta. Y'all catch it. I'm gonna show you. I'm almost done. Read.
And the firmament showeth his handiwork.
What's verse you on now?
1.
Okay. And the firmament showeth the handiwork. 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 Which means there are manifestations of God that you have yet claimed. They are there. The handiwork of God is there. Healed in the name of Jesus. Come on, prophet, lay hand on this knee for me again right now. Because I tell you what, I ain't got time. See, there's a manifestation of healing for my knee. It's there. I just got to move into the right territory for the prophets to lay our hands on it. For the prophet to speak to that knee and tell that knee it's got. And then when all else fails, he sends apostles simply decree that everything that's going on already been done. You move into where the spoken word of God is, so it can speak over the situation. And once it's spoken over, you go to the apostle will decree what she said, done. What she thought, done. What she moved in, done. And see that what happens with some folks, and then maybe they walk right past apostle. Where you going? I'm going to see the apostle. I need some heat. I go to see the prophet. I need some healing. You can, but when you're done, you come back so I can tell you what done happened. Yes, to seal the deal. Many people are getting the deal, but they ain't sealing the deal. Many people are standing here line, getting a prophetic word. I believe in them, by the way. How many of them believe? That is what a prophet does. A prophet brings into the earth what God is saying in the heavens. The apostle will establish it as done. The apostle is that representative of God to say, this is what God's done. That's the end of the story. Let's not debate this anymore. Let's not talk about it anymore. If you want to have a wasted argument, argue with apostle all you want to. He said it's done.
That's true.
Watch this. I'm almost getting to where we need to go now because you told me what scripture y'all had. I read it then. I heard the young man. He said that's where we go. I need to read this first. Now, I'm just popping around right now. We'll be there in a minute. All right. Then to read. Go.
Day unto day uttereth speech.
Day unto day uttereth speech.
And night unto night
Show us knowledge. There's revelation out there. And what's happening to you is you just refuse to step into it. Figure it out ain't the same as revelation. See, that's pretty good. It ain't bad. Lord knows I think a lot of years don't figure it out. I got real brilliant to figure it out. But every now and then, when I was in the laboratory trying to figure it out and wasn't ever working out, I used to get on the phone and they'd laugh and say, y'all stupid for a minute. I used to go back in the stock room. Now all the techs used to wonder, what he going to the stock room for? He never goes to the stock room. Ain't like he gonna do no work back there. He just in there. I go in the stock room, I go on the phone and say, look, I'm working on a formulation right now. And look, it's failing right now. It ain't working right now. I need you to speak over that formulation right now. Tell me. I was working on my intellectual knowledge, but I needed somebody to work on revelation. And I was so caught up in my intellectual knowledge, I couldn't work on it. But I said, so small, I'm too scared to go Because this is what we say, well, that's God's business, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You don't have anything to do with it, really, but you're sure that you feast in it. So it doesn't matter who did it. The question is, what they going to let me feast in it? Listen, I do not own a restaurant. I don't care to own a restaurant. Never want to open a restaurant. I just want to eat in the restaurant. Anybody know I just want, when I get there, I want the food ready. When I step into the providence of the pots of God, I just want to bless. I know I'm crazy and don't deserve it. I know I didn't do right. But the prophets and the apostles said I can feast on it. Now there are two definitions. Y'all ready for the definition? What the definition say?
Occurring at a favorable time.
All right, read. That's number one definition. Read number two first for me.
Involving divine foresight.
Involving divine foresight.
Wow.
That's what providential means. There is a divine foresight over your life.
All right. Divine foresight.
It's there. Over your life, there's a divine foresight over your life. Stop struggling with your life because you don't like some of the stuff you're going through to get there. Let me say it again. Stop struggling over your life because you don't like some of the stuff you're going through to get there. Every man in the world in here knows the Father. You can miss Columbus Day. Don't mean a thing. You can forget about Santa Claus on Thanksgiving. Your wife don't matter. You miss Valentine's Day.
Preach, Pastor.
So the George, she shook her head on that. You can't miss it.
Divine foresight.
Divine foresight. That's what it's about. Knowing full well.
Every year.
Come on.
It's the 14th.
Before we get around.
February 14th.
Every year.
Divine foresight.
Shut up, you. I think I hit a nerve. I'm sorry, Pinky, you ain't in here. But you get it. It's divine foresight that God already knows every one of your special buttons. Absolutely everything that's special to you. And God cares about it. Listen to me, listen to me. I believe today that Tom King might lose his head. That's what Tom King right there. But God knows he loves swinging on golf clubs so well, he keeping them knees and shoulders in shape for him. He knows God knows to kill the man if he can't swing a golf club. It sounds funny to you, but God knows that about you. God knows that about you. I'll be there in just a minute. Are y'all all right? I just want to talk to you for a few minutes, then go home. What's that? So what's that first? What does first number two say?
Involving divine foresight or intervention.
That means intervention. That means God's going to intervene. He's going to get to that automobile. The angel was out there working on my knee and couldn't get to the automobile fast enough. But after hitting the automobile, God dispensed his divine favor. He dispensed and said, but I tell you what, oh, hit your automobile, don't worry about it. I got that too. God just, it was broke then, and God just pushed it back out. Your back went in, God just straightened it up. The person walked broke, God just moved him out the way. That's what it's all about. That's why we sit with the prophets and the apostles, because we want to be in a position doesn't always come when you want it to. God will reserve the favor to the best time that's going to work out for your life. Not for what you want or for what you feel like. If I spend every dime because I feel like it, I'd be broke, Terry. Because some days I just feel like it. Sometimes I come with crazy ideas. I got every tool you can name. They come, I see it going out. I'm in the store and I just want to whip that one, that one, that one, that one. But God will hold your favor. He will hold a building over on the bridge. Because he said, they don't know it, but I got to take care of the corner up here. Watch, I got something that's playing that corner. They follow their corner, their transition. In other words, don't confuse your transition with your destiny. Don't confuse your transition with your destiny. Don't confuse it. Because providence deposit is going to be waiting on you as you move towards your destiny. And the first deposit isn't always the final one. It's the one that gets you ready to come over to this street. And then once you get, he said, I need to expand in this direction. And that's why the apostles are always speaking these mandates and always sound like they're mean to folk. Boy, Pastor Ritter always mean. He not mean. If you could feel what God is putting the weight of speaking it into their head, you'd understand they are as weighted down and frustrated you are. But God saying you got to build this, and you look around and say, but 3.5 people. You know, he know, possibly know he sound crazy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be saying that to the head of your caliber, okay, and everything. I should just talk about me then, maybe, because I know I be sounding crazy. Yeah, over here saying, oh, okay, because even one of my members back there, Brother Oxback, no, he testified, Lord heaven. He got to testify and say, Pastor Redden thought we going to build a church. I look around over 4 in the whole building. Trying to get important. Yes, sir. Providential deposits are yours. But you need to align with where God has placed you to receive them. There is a place where God has positioned for you to receive your providential deposits. They are there. He set them down. But you've got to find and step into them. So don't you let the situation around you frustrate you out of your blessing. Don't you let looking at the numbers around you frustrate you out your blessing. Don't you let the finances coming after you frustrate you out your blessing. Some of you in church where you the deacon, you the usher, you the choir, you the piano player, you can't have play, but you got to be it. You run the sound, huh? And the nurse at the same time. You have to turn the buzzer, rock and baby. Don't you let that frustrate you out of your blessing. Your providential deposit doesn't depend on the size, nor does it depend on the number. What depends on you moving into the position so you can go ahead and receive it. Somebody say, I'm ready to be positioned. You just got to move into the lead. When you get there, it's going to be dumped on you. It's going to be dumped on you. Because you walked into the position for it. That's what's going to happen. Read the rest of this, because I need to read at least 1 or 2 more things. Y'all got those definitions? You understand what we're talking about today? Anybody catching anything? Yeah. Praise the Lord. I want to never talk now.
Psalm 19, verse 3.
All right, go.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
There is no speech nor where their voice is not heard. Where their voice is not heard, as long as the prophet keeps speaking. You have people, they scared to have a prophet in their church. I'm serious, they scared of that. She gonna read me, she ain't trying to read you. Scared she might read me. Listen, most of y'all put stuff on Facebook, everybody got to read you. I'm in the thing. I'm sorry. But you should never fear receiving your providential deposit. And because of the providential deposit and its position, he has those who are authorized to release it. Those who are authorized to release it are called prophets. Those who bless the opportunity for it to be released are called apostles. Everywhere Apostle James Glenn goes, his job is prepared to let it be released. When he comes with the faith ministry, he prepares, let it be released. He ought to say, God, you can release it here. He goes down the corner and says, God, you can release the deposit here. He goes across town, the apostle and says, yeah, you see those children over there, Lord, you can release it over there. The prophet goes in and speaks to let them know what they're receiving is from God and what they will get is from God and where God is going to take them. That way they have confidence and credibility, because along the way, you're going to get scared. I don't care who you are. Here, watch this. I don't need folk don't lie. I just need y'all the truthful folk. Y'all folk can close your eyes for a minute. Because your mama and daddy might be here. They might tell the truth. For those of you who are married, okay, I can say I'll even accept those who are not legally married. I can handle that too. All right? Okay? You're not married. Okay? For those of you who are married, how many of you have had a marriage without any issues? Raise your hand. Your marriage ain't had no issues. Oh, come on now. You know y'all two, but they're my favorite couple. That's why you need a prophetic word. You will never walk the earth without things coming after you. So you need something that when it's spoken, you know it's true. You can go to bed on it. You can go to sleep on it. You already pondering over the problem. But imagine pondering over the problem and whether or not the prophetic word is true. Can you see what's happening there? You still got a problem and you got a prophetic word that you can't trust. Now I'm just curious, anybody ever received a prophetic word and you received it, you believed it, and you went on to sleep on it?
Yes.
That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. I'm trying to get you somewhere here, and I'll show you. Read, Dina.
Verse 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world.
So no one gets missed. Somebody say, I ain't missed. I know I said it, country. Say, I ain't missed. There you go. Y'all can hashtag that. I ain't missed. There you go. Hashtag that for me later, then. You got to go.
In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun.
He set a tabernacle for the sun. I'll stop right there. Now go to that scripture we had for the night. 1 Corinthians, it's on the program. 12 and 28, 31. It's somewhere. What you got it in?
1 Corinthians 12 and 28.
12, 28. She got it.
And God hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles.
Why? Let me show you why. Why is so that you can get your providential deposit. God has set the church where if you align with it, you are going to get your providential deposit. That's why we hang out in church all the time. Every time you turn around, look like they go to church. Because when I show up there, there is a what? That's what it's talking about, because that's where your providential deposits are.
Okay.
That's why these offices are set up. They're not set up just because we need to have Lincoln Power. team from Faith Ministries. So y'all get ready to get mad and upset all y'all want to. We were there talking, and we just, Andy Carroll said, you know, we get around the stuff, all pastors get around the board members and deacons, by the way, and trustees. That always come up. That's it. So we just talking, just generally talking, but nothing particular. And I said, well, we don't really have board meetings. I said, well, we get together, we take care of business. Mother, Dad, have we ever had official, do we have a regular current board member meeting? Have we ever had one? Do we get together? Do we take care of business? That's good enough, because why? The providence of the positive will tell you what you're supposed to have done. Why try to figure out what God has already deposited? I'm sorry, simple. If God has already deposited, then I need to line. Now, I'm not trying to go talk about trouble. I told y'all to home take for a whole church. No, we ain't gonna never have no more board meetings. Y'all do it if you want to. Don't be blaming me. We just have to be unique that way. Do like that, and it never bothered us, so we kept going. Then, bro, I said, you know, we just kept going. And every time we thought about different, we said, no, we all right. It worked for us. I'm not trying to tell you the best. That's not the point. The point is, if you want to walk in the miraculous, if you want to receive all of what God has for you, you got to follow His word. Amen. And look at what the word says. Read them.
It says, after that miracle.
Start at number 1 again, 18.
And God hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles?
No.
Are all prophets?
No.
Are all teachers?
No. And guess what? They don't have to be. Somebody say they don't have to be.
They don't have to be.
If you in the health ministry, you ought to just start shouting right about now. If you want people to make sure the word gets preached good on Sunday morning, you ought to be shouting right about now. Every cameraman, every booth person ought to run down the aisle, flip a button. They say, look, y'all understand. The reason it gets out is because I'm flipping the button. Whoever pressing buttons today and reading and looking up stuff and answering, and then they got to sit right there because they know I can't see them nowhere else. You ought to be shouting right about now. You ought to be shouting because that's what it's about. That's what I'm apostle. Anyway, I'm just saying. You don't have to be the pastor. You ought to say, praise the Lord, okay, everybody, listen. Yeah, okay, read on. Pastor, let me know when I'm through.
Are all workers of miracles?
Huh?
Have all the gifts of healing?
Have all the gifts of healing? Let me tell you something. This is true. Pastor Leonard always say this. Every now and then, as a pastor, you run into somebody that you can't quite handle. They have got like something on them. They need a healing. They need deliverance. Come on, real people. Everybody know what I'm talking about? You ain't ready for it. You ain't got it. Whatever you're going through, you ain't got it. For years, I've been saying one thing that I'm going to do to them when it's dead. Like, what I say I'm going to do? Pastor, what I say I'm going to send them? No, after you.
Oh, to the Glen.
Yeah, there you go. What I say? What? No, do I say an answer?
You gonna send them to the Glen?
I say, we done tried this. I'm sending to the Glen. I'm not kidding. Why? Because I know that there is a providential deposit on their lives, and I care more about the people than me get some trophy, because I want God in the past. If I didn't get it done, y'all come down with somebody. Y'all scared of preachers knowing your children. You ought to let them know your children. You're afraid of somebody coming out. I prayed for them. I don't want nobody else to pray for them. You better send them again. I'm serious. And then she knows this too. I'm going to tell you again. She also knows I want to say the only one, but I got too many friends to say only one. So let me say they are one of the few friends that I have. They know they have total freedom when they work, when they operate ministry with us. They know that. Yes. They absolutely know that. They know it. Why? because there's a providential deposit that comes from their lives.
Yes.
From me getting close to them,
Yes.
respecting and gifting abundantly. When I started at TCT, I was a little fella coming and saying, hey, how y'all doing? Hi, see me. Over here. When I said so close to them, everywhere they got pulled, I got pulled too. They got pulled away, I was right behind them. It's the truth, they know it. Say no secret, I'm not ashamed of anything. But the providence deposit of God's business.
Yes.
And he doesn't always give me all of them. But I know who he gave them to. I'm almost done.
Verse 31.
All right, go.
But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way.
Go back to verse 1 and let me show you about it. Let me show you a handful of things. Y'all get ready. How many want to punch the devil in the face? Come on, let's punch him. Come on, give it a good pump. Oh, no, come on, young. Listen. And y'all get that punch like somebody was bothering, your friend. Pretend like somebody just grabbed your cell phone. Because I'm going to show you how these five work together. Just for this scripture to help you to, and then I'm going to sit down, possibly. I hope I've done enough for you tonight. I want to show you tonight how to know that you're sitting in a place of providential deposit. How to know what they look like, smell like, feel like. So you can stop. Let me ask you today. Listen, those of you sitting here today, you ought to be catching this.